Hello everyone and welcome. It's Shanna and I'm part of the creative crew for Kat Scrappiness. Today we're going to be using some paper from the Falling Leaf 6x6 premium cardstock, and I've chosen a plaid pattern that we're going to use. We're also going to be working with the Kissing Booth craft die set, and we're going to use the booth, and we're going to use some other pieces from the here's the booth piece that I've die cut out. We're going to be using the add-on die that is the Autumn Festival craft dies, and this is the add-on. There are multiple add-ons for the booth, and we're going to use the autumn one because we're going to do a fun fall card. So I'm just going to show you some of the pieces. There's a decorative kind of like awning for your booth. We've got some pumpkins, and I've already got them die cut out and ready to go. You've got some little, this little pumpkin has a little price tag on it. You've got some little price tags that you can sell your pumpkins for $3 or $5. And there is some banners. There's a leaf banner, and then there's this dot banner. I'm going to use the dot banner today. There's also a market sign, and I've die cut it out just to show you, but I'm not going to use that today either. We're going to have a lot on this card because we're going to use a lot of products. Here's a little sign, and then there's the leaf die. You've got a coffee cup, an apple, some corn, just a really fun set. Another fall set we're going to be using is Fall is in the Air stamp and die set, and I'm going to use this wheelbarrow that is full of all of the farm bounty. We've got pumpkins and gourds and flowers and all kinds of fun things in there. And then I'm going to bring in the Fork and Farm Quokka stamp and die set. And we're going to use just the stamp of the farmer and his wife, and I fussy cut them out. The die actually cuts the frame out around them. I'm also bringing in the Clouds and Grass 6x6 layered stencil, a panel that I've used for that. And we're just going to make a quick card. It's going to come together really quickly because I've kind of done all the work assembling and coloring and everything in advance. So I'm going to get my dies put away so I don't lose them. And if you need some die storage, Kat also has some die storage in the shop, so you can check that out. I'll link everything in the description box below for you. I'm going to use this plaid paper. I thought the oranges and the yellows and the browns would just really tie in with all of the different elements that I'm going to use on this card today. So I'll get my glue running here, and we'll get this panel laid down, and then we'll start working with our elements. Always got to check and make sure I've got my card facing the right direction so that I don't put my stuff on upside down. So I've got my scene here, and I've just trimmed it down to 4 by 5 1/4, and then we've just got a little bit of a edge of that pattern paper showing around there just to frame it out a little bit. And we'll just lay our scene down here. We've just got some grass and kind of a cloudy, kind of a cloudy fall day. And then I've got my booth, and I'm going to stick my quokkas in here right like this and let their heads poke out over the top. And I'm just going to, I'll just bring in some double-sided tape. Excuse me. Excuse me, I had a frog in my throat. And we'll get them taped down just so that they'll stay in position. And then we'll, when we get them glued down, they'll be fine. But I'm just going to position them there with some tape for now and hold them in place. And so we're going to get it laid down on our card base. Now I am going to shift it over to the side a little bit because I want to have some room for my wheelbarrow. And we've got our little decorative awning here that I use the 6x6 pattern paper for. And just trying to figure out, I'm going to like dry fit, make sure that everything's going to fit on here before I add glue. And it looks good, so I'm going to put some glue on the top of our kissing booth. I'm going to avoid the quokkas' heads and just do their bodies and then the bottom. I'm going to actually pop their heads up so it looks like they're kind of leaning forward in the booth there. I should say the Autumn Festival booth. It's actually the kissing booth, but since we're using the autumn add-ons, and I'm showing you it's got some really cute acorn pattern paper on the back side of that, but I chose to use the polka dots for this. I thought it'd be fun. And there we go. Isn't that cute? So I'm going to bring in some foam tape and just tuck it behind both of our Quokka's heads, and that way it just looks like they're leaning out. And I just think it gives it a little bit of dimension. Now I just used some tri-blend markers to color my elements. They colored up fairly easy. I'm not a strong colorist, but I think you can color them fairly easy because there's such great detail on the stamps. So now I'm going to bring in my little banner, and I'm just going to add it to my little awning. And you have a fall leaf banner also that you could add, but I didn't choose to bring it in today. And if I can get that to stick, it's wanting to, I've got glue on my fingers and it's wanting to stick to my fingers as well. So now I'm going to bring in this wheelbarrow, and I think it looks like they've just, kind of wheeled some stuff up there, and they're ready to open the market up and sell some of their goods. I'm just going to pop one side of it up because I'm going to lay it over our booth there, and we can add some glue and then just have that edge popped up. I'm going to need to move it over a little bit. I've got it hanging off, so I'll just lift it up and move it over just a little bit and get it positioned. So I thought it'd be fun to just take all these different products and kind of mix and match them and kind of show you how you can come up with some interesting things from, an interesting card from some different things in the shop. So you've got the farmer and his wife, and you've got the autumn wheelbarrow, you've got the kissing booth, and then the autumn festival add-on dies, and then we've also used a layering stencil. So I'm going to pop up this pumpkin here and put it in front of my wheelbarrow. And then our other two pumpkins have got their price tags on them. The bigger pumpkins sell for $5 and the smaller pumpkins sell for $3. And so we're going to get those laid down on there. And I've got that market sentiment there off to the side, the little sign, but I'm not going to use it. I'm just going to leave it like this. I'm not going to put a sentiment on it. I'm going to just leave it, and I can use it for a note card or a fall birthday or whatever I want to use it for. It could be a Thanksgiving card, a Thanksgiving invite, a thankful card, whatever. I'm just going to leave it like that. And I think it's a really cute card using a lot of products from the shop. So check out the shop. I'd encourage you to shop Kat Scrappiness. Thanks for watching. Have a great day. Take care. Bye-bye.